Get your headphones on. Okay. And window. $18. Get you going. Mm-hmm.
It's Mark Husson's Astrology Hour. Time for you to expect something wonderful.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Mark Husson. This is Mark Husson's Astrology Hour coming to you live on Monday the 9th. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I am definitely doing well. I'm loving this change that's about happening today. I know we're going to talk about it. Everybody's talking about it, the big Jupiter thing. Thank you for being in the room. I'm making sure, I know I'm forgetting something. As I get ready for these days, I'm like, you're forgetting something? It's like, I don't know what it is, but we'll get there. We really will. We have a full moon this week. We have Jupiter changing signs this week. We have a great ton of events happening. It's Friday the 13th week. I know that was big for y'all. Let me say hi to the room real quick. It's like, welcome to all of you for being here. Thank you truly for coming. Happy Monday. I'm glad to be tuning in for some positive info this morning. Thank you, truly. I do have positive things to say. I really do. Hi, Nadine. Welcome. Arlene, thanks for being here. Lenny's in the house. Lenny's Brilliant Sparkling Light. And I just got to see Lenny's big, her page. I hope, Lenny, you can put down the YouTube link for people to see. We're all getting into this sort of doing little moments in time about the days. It's like, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we sort of sharing what we know and giving people some inspiration? I have one every morning released at 12:15 a.m. Los Angeles time, because I just start on the Pacific Coast and I work back to the East Coast. So, every morning I release a little bit of what I know was happening in the sky. It's like such a fun way to connect to you guys. It's also a great way for me to center in and see what is going on and talk about it, because it really is kind of extraordinary cycle that we're in. And I want to make sure that you are a part of it and that you're living through it. So every single day I am posting a video. Many of my staff are doing it weekly. Some of them are doing it every day. Follow us, please. And I would love to have you subscribe to my stuff, because YouTube goes, is there any interest? And remember that a subscription is not like signing up to a mailing list. A subscription is basically saying I have interest. You're never going to get notified unless you hit the bell that says notify me. But yeah, I would love to have you be a part of it. I'd love to show you what I'm doing every day. Love to connect with you every day. And I will answer most every comment. So comment in there. We'll talk. Let's see what else we got here. Paula's in the house. Hi, Paula. Thanks for coming. Hi, Laura. Thank you for coming. Terry Campbell. Jupiter in Cancer today. You know, it's later this afternoon, you guys. Wait a minute. No, I don't want to close it. No. Don't close but. There we go. Stay over there. It's broadcast using this tool stands for butt, B-U-T-T. And the broadcaster was like, do you want me to close? I'm like, no, I really don't. I'm going to make sure my microphone's where it should be. Okay. So let me be sure to be able to say hi to all of you guys. Hold on one second here. So there's Quelly, there's Kelly. Kelly's in the house. Sarah Nichols. Ann, thanks for being here. Lapis and Lotus Center. That's Karen. That's right. Good morning. I'm trying to remember some of your names. Donna, thanks for being here. Seattle. You are sounding cheerful. I feel cheerful. You can't fake that stuff, can you? Erica's in the house. Thank you, Erica. Did I tell you how much I love that you are before my show? Can you imagine having Erica's voice lead you in? And it's sort of like, I know that's not her job. She's doing her show, right? And so, but it's just nice that I get to slip in behind it. Getting into YouTube slowly, just going to get a card for the day. I know Erica has a great one too, where she pulls a card. You guys, it's like a basket of goodies that you can go and get a little message from all of us that are participating. And most of my staff is learning how to do it. They get a little nervous. And you know me, I have the patience of an angel. Word angel and me together, it's sort of like, woo, it sort of hits you funny. Hi, Carla. Thanks for being here. Truly, okay, Seattle sunshine. It's like Technicolor. Oh, I bet. Quelly's in the house. Hi, Quelly. You're welcome. Absolutely, Lynn. Astropop TV's in the house. Thank you for being here. That's so sweet. And please, if you do something fun with astrology or you want people to be a part of it because you're here, share it. You're welcome to share it. Terry says the moon goes into Sag in about 52 minutes. I know, girl. I'm like running ahead of that Capricorn moon, right? Hi, Denise. Thank you. I've been enjoying your posts. Thank you so much. I saw your post today with the different painters and the clothing. You find some of the most amazing things. I want to really give you a shout out. I try to like them when I see them. Let's see. Scorpio with Gemini rising and the moon in Virgo. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I just did Elon Musk's chart, who's all Cancer rising, but he has a Virgo moon. I had a lot of uncles with Virgo moons around me. Of course, you all know, many of you know I had a Virgo mother. Thank you. I love that clock too. That clock, right? I just love that clock. Oh my gosh. I'm not a multitasker, so give me a minute. Okay, this is the sheet. Today at 2:02 p.m. Pacific time, Jupiter goes into Cancer. Now, what's exciting about that, it does it every year. It changes signs every year. So that means if it changes signs every year and there's 12 signs, it takes 12 years for Jupiter to do its thing in Cancer again. And I went back. The reason number 13 is in my head is because I went back to 2013, and that's the last time Jupiter was in Cancer. And I went and ran the chart. It was June 29th. And I wonder if it's still up here. Oh, yeah, I got to do the dual. I can do it in a minute. I'll do it in a minute. I can get that chart up. But the point is that back in 2013, in June, Jupiter was in Cancer. That's so great. I love that. And I went to do like, what happened in June of 2013? Isn't this funny? The Man of Steel was released. The movie Man of Steel. Wasn't called Superman. It was called Man of Steel. This year, they're releasing the new Superman movie. Now, you might say they do that every year, so it doesn't count. They don't do that every year. This is a new Superman movie, and I don't know what justifies the constant. I think you have to. This is a newbie. This is somebody who's a lay person talking. But I think the people that have the Marvel contracts have to do something or they lose the rights. So I don't know. That's just what I remember that about Spider-Man. That's why there were so many new Spider-Mans going. But anyway, that got released in 2013. And here's other things that happened. Obama administration expanded sanctions against Iran. That's happening again. I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't follow the Iran thing too closely. I try to stay a little arm's distance from geopolitics. I'm very involved with YouTube commentators, and I try to get a real big hodgepodge of everyone's voices. And once you release this fear, and I mean this, and I think it's appropriate for the last bit of Jupiter and Gemini. Once you release the fear of I can only hear what I believe. Once you give up that, oh my God, what gets to come in? You're not afraid of it anymore. You get to hear everything that's going on. You get to really weigh it out. So I encourage you, if you're afraid of something, if you're afraid if you're afraid to move just from your position, just know that relaxing a little bit and letting people talk listening, communicate, can make a difference. It does. I have no fear, zero fear. And I know there's concerns. We have concerns and we have worries, but it's not like it used to be for me. I don't wake up in that sort of clutched, like, oh, and then glue to it to hear something, to make it worse, which is what it does. Okay, U.S. Supreme Court cleared the way for the legalizing gay marriage in Jupiter and Cancer in 2013. Y'all can check my work. And then they found a new alien planet with a giant asteroid a giant asteroid's close path to Earth. Okay, that's just headlines on a quick Google. Now I'm going to bring in the chart energy. Let's see. Big monitor. I'll see you all in a minute. I'm not going anywhere, but the chart's going to show up on the screen. And okay, now why? Let me just do this real quick. Hold on. Now it'll move with me, right? Yes, it will. Okay, so let me just go over some things with you for those of you that get the visual. This is the sun, 19 Gemini. This is Jupiter, 29 Gemini, 56. When this 56 goes to 60, which is at 2:02 p.m. today, this goes to 0 and this goes to Cancer. Okay, so this is the last degree. This is it. And yesterday, Mercury was right on this point here with Jupiter. They were together. Now, what makes that significant is Mercury is our ability to express, right? Mercury is I'm going to try to combine these. Let me see if I can do this together. Because there we go. I know how important it is to see this face. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. I love that. Okay, so Jupiter and Mercury were together in Cancer, and when you know the whole crab thing, right? Crabs move from side to side. They don't do that. They don't go direct unless they want something, right? So I have so much to share about the scoop on Cancer, but I was going to save it for when the sun goes into Cancer, not to eliminate those Gemini friends of ours, but the Jupiter in Cancer component is like a crab. And what I was going to say is crabs move from side to side, like they're side movers, like they're sidewinders. And then they see something they want, they grab it. Cancer's is the ruler. This is the ruler of the emotional sign of water. It's like the watery realm. When Jupiter gets in there, and Jupiter kind of likes being in Cancer a lot more than it likes being in Virgo. Trust me. Our focus gets rewarded. Now, see, this is where I'm trying to tell you my version of astrology just has changed a little bit. Rather than this showering us with Cancerian energy, and we're like, ew, what this is doing is telling you get rewarded for doing Cancerian energy. Jupiter lights up when we're aligned with it. So Jupiter's kind of telling us, if you do things that take care of your self-nurture yourself, that take care of you, take care of the people that you love, honor your children, like be kind to your inner child, care about the earth, maybe the things that we love in a mothering way. If we can bring those things, we get rewarded. The other thing that Cancer loves, well, it's kind of humor, kind of loves money. You show me a Cancer, I'll show you somebody that has access to some kind of money. I don't care. Elon Musk is a Cancer. I'm sorry, I don't have that kind of money, and I don't have access to that kind of money. But when I look at my life, I like, okay, you don't have money, but you feel like you did okay. Like your life is okay. You live in a safe place. I love my environment. I told John, I said, it's almost like this is almost too idyllic. And I don't mean to, I am not bragging, because I wake up with the same pains and hurts and aches and fears that everybody wakes up with. But what I'm saying is, if you take that moment and just go, are you okay? And you go, God, it's called gratitude. And when you do gratitude, that energy just swells, it just spreads. And Jupiter's saying that to us. This is the time. Take a minute, see what you've created. Love your home, whatever your home is. And I have lived in some homes, in basements, in rooms, One time at the Y, I mean, I went from having no one, nothing. When I came to Denver, I was on a couch. Okay, that wasn't the original agreement, but I was on the couch. And then it was like another couch because I had to move out of that. And the only person that had 7 roommates, and they had a couch. And so, but each time I remember the safety I felt. I remember the gratitude I felt. I remember that it wasn't always a comparison of like, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be like this. The only time I felt I shouldn't be here, my last day I was mowing lawns, and my last day at the lawn mowing place, it was the last day because of this. A snowflake fell. It was getting winter. I was like, I can't do this all year. I hate my life right now. I hate this. But I was trying to make a living. I was new to Denver. And the owner of the landscaping, there were 3 of us, and the owner of the property came over and said, there's dog poop over there. Go get it. In that voice, right? And I remember walking out to get the dog poop and picking it up, and this little single snowflake falling. And I looked up and I said, I can't do this anymore, God. I can't. And I picked up the poop and I put it in the trash, and I didn't quit officially. I just never went back. That was it for me. And everything changed. That's the kind of magic. And it's not like, it's not because I did anything spectacular. There's a moment where you just know the timing always clicks together. Jupiter moving into Cancer is going to reward you every time you give that little sense of trust. Every time you get that little thing in your soul that says this is the right thing to do. And it's not like, it's so different than virtue signaling, which I'm so aware of these days. Like, I think everything virtue signals. Oh, look, I donated. I ain't putting my name up anonymously on any donation I make. So call me virtue signaler, man, if that's the case. But here's the thing. The true virtue signaling is like if you stand on the right side of an issue and you're proud about it, and it's like whatever. If you don't get that there's multiple things here going on, that's fine. You do you. But Jupiter in Cancer is saying, when you in your heart do a loving thing, just do a loving thing. It's between you and God, between you and whoever. If you do something like that and hold it and know that you're doing the right thing just in your heart, that's right. You don't care about convincing anybody else. You don't care about making the announcement. Doing a good thing, a right thing is a thing that's a packet that just warms you up. And when you doubt that you're doing the right thing is where you need other people to go, I'm on the right side of this, right? Or I did the right thing, right? Or I did this great thing, right? And so that's where it's sort of like, I don't know. I think we play with Jupiter in a way. We'll play with Jupiter in a way that it will bring back the reward. Let me give you a great example for me. I never did this online thing. You all know I've stayed private my whole life. But under Jupiter and Gemini, I said, we got to do the communication thing. We got to come out. We got to, I have to talk. I have to quit being afraid. I knew that in my soul. I knew it. And so here I am. But it also was like Jupiter said, okay, we'll make it okay for you. And I got all the scary things too. Like I got YouTube saying you violated. I didn't, but YouTube, when it says you violated our community guidelines, they put you on hold until you check it out. I talked to y'all about that, but they block everything. So it's sort of like, oh my gosh. So you take the risk, you learn the lessons, you spread your Sagittarian wings. Why are they Sagittarian wings? They're Sagittarian wings because Jupiter rules Sag. And so every Sag deals with this on a personal level. Every Sag deals with being mortal and knowing that they're gods and goddesses. You see what I'm saying? This is what Jupiter in Cancer does. When you're dealing with the everyday mundane of Jupiter in Cancer, you've taken on the other side of the Sag energy of Jupiter, and you're worried about things. You're worried about your bills, and you're worried about your home, and you're worried about, and you worry, and you worry, and you worry, and you worry, because Cancer's worry, right? Jupiter in Cancer ain't gonna change that. That's a choice you make to spend all that energy over here. Because if that's what you want to do, and that is a want, that's what you're doing, you're not creating a place for you to get the relief and lift yourself up to sort of like, pardon this horrible analogy of the Olympian heights. You're not doing what it takes to bring yourself up. If you're not developing that voice, this is a time to do it. Time to do it. And what voice is it that I'm talking about? It's the voice that counteracts all the little worry and shame and hurt and pity that we do. Stop it. You have an opportunity to elevate with a counter argument. Like, maybe when you're in that thing about, I don't have any money, I don't know how I'm going to do it, I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill. I get it. It's horrifying. I did it last week. I put the wrong vet bill on the wrong card, emptied my bank account out, and I had to figure out for 4 days how I was going to figure it out, what I was going to do. Because the insurance company, I was supposed to get reimbursed. They said, no, we don't reimburse for that. I figured it out. But in the meantime, I had built-in messages for myself when those scary things happen. What are my options? Where can I turn? What can I do? How can I make this work? And it counters the torture, the shame, the hurt, the fear, the negative thinking. It's up to you to build that, you guys. That's what Jupiter in Cancer, one of the things that you will be gifted with, the ability to nurture the self. But guess what? Only if you want it. I'm going to check the room real quick, okay? Hey, Mark, can't believe everything you're listing off of 2013. Hope we'll see some positive changes in the next cycle. Thanks for sharing. Oh, Serena, thank you, honey. Serena's been such a gift to the group. Yeah, and you are starting to hear her name a lot. She does a lot of the producing for the 1-2 Radio Clan. And she's also doing I don't know, they're not daily, I don't think, right, Serena? But they're specific to an industry. She'll do readings for a group. It's very sweet. You guys, please follow our people. They're invited to put links in here. Everyone is, for real. Been there. Gypsy Skies says, been there. I know, we all been here. You know, that's why I like to tell you, people easily project. We see, movie stars, and what is the first thing you think about a movie star lifestyle, right? They don't worry about money. Of course, they live in their hundreds. What they worrying about, right? When you live like a human, and in my industry, in the new age industry, you weren't allowed to say you got a cold. It wasn't called a cold. You weren't allowed to say you got sick. What was it? A healing crisis. You remember that? I want to say F y'all for all that. I do. I just want to go back in time and slap everybody, whoever made me feel bad that I got a cold. Or anybody who felt bad because if you're not manifesting wealth, then your stuff is a hoax. And it's like, oh my God, the guilt that gets put out because you believe in maybe positive thinking and your life falls apart and you're like, what happened to your positive thinking? It's like, I'm going to jump up and slap people. I just get so pissed because the idea that we're not allowed to be human and we're not allowed to talk about things that are positive, because why would we talk about things that are positive unless my life is perfect? And I do get it. It is like a very obese person promoting heavily a diet. I get it. But the difference is making sure your beliefs are aligned with your beliefs. Because a very obese person is allowed to talk about nutrition and what they're doing in their own personal struggle to work with nutrition and to make it happen for them. That is legit. I'm allowed to talk about prosperity time periods and still tell you that I struggled last week. I struggle in general because it doesn't, I told you I've been bypassed by every person who died and could leave me something. They all said, hell no, which I'm so grateful for. Because the level of codependence that gets developed when we start leaning into that is scary. I don't know that I would have taken any of the risks I would have taken with any of the with any of that being a promise to me. Okay, let me take a look here. I'm sorry. Yeah, you are loving Jupiter, Shelley. I get why too. First time listening live from Japan. So happy. Well, oh, Japan. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Konnichiwa. I love it. That is so sweet. Okay. Welcome. Yeah, Terry, thank you. Terry's like, Terry, thank you for being the moderator here. I love that. Plus, I have been listening to you before you had a show with Hay House Days. Thank you. Sending much love. I'm getting love from Japan. Thank you, Japan. I love that so much. Hi, Mark. This is Ann. I'm a late Gemini. My birthday is June 16th, and we'll probably not be able to listen to you next week. Any words of wisdom? None. Not a drop. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And happy birthday, number one. That's in what? That's in a week. Yeah, we got a lot of birthdays ending this week, coming up this week. So, yeah, I believe that you Geminis that are ending your cycle, take a minute and really think about this, what this last year's brought, because now that it goes into where it goes into Cancer, you're going to get this opportunity to every time something goes into Gemini, you get to build on what you had in the past. So this birthday for you, Anne, to me, and I'm looking to see if I do have the 16th. We have this Sag moon coming up on Wednesday. I'm going to talk about that. I think that this end of the cycle, boy, you're the 16th. So that's about 24 degrees. And put your moon up. Let me see your moon. I'll try to give you a little hint here of what I think is going on. I'm a Gemini. My birthday is June 16th. Put your moon up. Oh, wait a minute. You said Jupiter is my rising Cancer. Okay. You're a Cancer rising. Gemini's been in the 12th. So Jupiter has been your guardian angel for the past year. It's been in the 12th house, hidden from view. It's going to cross that ascendant. As it crosses the ascendant, you are really going to feel like you can burst forward. Definitely take the risks you need to take. This is the year. It's going to be right on near your rising sign, your solar return chart. So yeah, this is the one where you build, like you might not have felt a lot happen because everything happened in your 12th. Woo, girl. This is going to be a fun year. Trust me, this will be one. On this birthday, give a blessing to the ways that you were protected that you didn't see. That's what I love. How was I protected? Like when I turned that corner and a car went by, that kind of thing. Or when my tire blew up on the highway, was I prevented from being involved in the accident that happened down the road? All that stuff. I say thank you for all the things that you took care of or that were taken care of for me. And then like acknowledge the things that you do think you did, that you saw, that you actually were a part of, and then get ready for your life to sort of pull you forward a little bit. This is a very sweet time for you. Happy birthday. I hope it's a special one. And we'll talk when you get back how we're doing, see how you're doing. Okay. Love this conversation, Mark, about not getting sucked into the worry, doubt, and shame. So parallel to the Course in Miracles. I am at home. Fear is no stranger. Fear is a stranger here. Oh, I love the Course so much. Lesson 160. Yes, it is, Lynn. And it's so important to remember, you guys, that you can choose. It is a choice where to bring your attention. Choose to be a little lighter. Choose and recognize when you're being critical and like, okay, I'm going to be critical here, but and recognize it. You can be critical. I love going on my rampage of being dark and evil. I do. I love my moments where I'm like, I need to criticize this here for a minute. And there is a part of my Jupiter that gets so utterly disgusted. I told you I had I call him my nephew, but he's not a blood nephew. When he was little, 9 years old, he said, God, you're always like something could be better from what he was doing. And it hit me so, like I broke my heart in a way because it's like, do I not praise him enough? I probably don't. I always see the flaw. So you learn from that stuff. And if you're doing it to him, who I just adored, what am I doing to myself, who I hardly adore in that way? So it's like, if I'm being a little critical out here, what am I doing to myself? All of y'all got to ask that question. It's not a game. We're just passing through. We're going to face things in life that are not going to be fun. Are you prepared? And what prepared means is, have you been building an arsenal of sort of loving messages? Not lies. The messages you would tell a child who was facing the same thing. I know it hurts. That's what you say to a child. Come here. I know that hurts. And why do we do it that way? We do it that way because what people are looking for is not to be alone. You get that, right? That's all we want. We don't want to be alone. So you're with somebody that sees you. And so when somebody's hurt and somebody else goes, get over it, you're okay. That's what my family used to tell me. And I'm not playing that victim card. I don't care. I'm all good. Okay. But I love to go complain about it. Get over it. Always the message. Oh my God. That's the last thing of aligning in empathy. That's like, you do you over there, get over it, and come back when you're better. So if you're doing that, that's the kind of love you're offering yourself. Then when stuff really does hit the fan, you have nowhere to go. You have no other option. But the option we want inside ourselves, Jupiter and Cancer, we want the option to be kind, to be compassionate. We want the option, and you're not building that arsenal. You got to fill up that reservoir, fill it up. Messages, thoughts, kindness. When I went for my interview at Schwab, I was 62 years old. When I went for my interview, I went to a place that trained me on how to interview. It was free. But what they said was make a list, find a story that exemplifies crisis, hurt, pain, adversity, success. Find a story, lock it up. The best advice I ever got regarding interviewing. When I went to that interview, what they asked me, what's a situation that you clawed out of that you thought was hopeless? Bing. Practiced. I knew the night before. I already knew that story. Here it is. And I said it with passion, with confidence, no ums. They hired me right on the spot. They didn't even tell me they hired me. They took me on a tour of the building. I was dripping happy. I was dripping happy. I saw people. I saw a cafeteria with people from all over the Denver area with restaurants in there. They were making things to order for people. That's all I cared about. Like, oh my God, this is so cool. Because I never had a job, corporate job ever. So I was happy for a really long time there. It lasted about 2.5 years. They sent me home for COVID to work. And then they put me in situations where it just wasn't fun. I had to do ID theft, and it was, oh my God, all I got were criminals. I was like, this isn't fun all day long. And so I don't know. It was my time. But point is, I had a reservoir of information and stories that I unlocked to tell myself when I needed them, when they would ask me the question. Have a reservoir of things in you to unlock when you need them. What are you going to tell yourself if you overdraw your bank account? Other than, holy God. Okay, have a message. Have a plan. Have a serious plan. Or what are you going to tell yourself if somebody you adore that you've known is sick or hurt or passes away? I mean, have your place. Build up your reservoir of nurturing and loving yourself. It means a lot. If people, it's like, people cannot like you. It's okay, because you have a reservoir. People can be mad at you. People can love you. People can do it. It's okay, because you have a reservoir. That's what we're building. Let me check your comments, see how you're doing. Okay, Anne has an Aries moon. And so you got the fire moon. We have Jupiter. We have Mars in Leo right now, the ruler of that moon. Oh, Saturn and Neptune. This is juicy. Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron have been on your Aries. This is where you are going to build something. I think you're going to find some way to get the boundaries that you need in that Aries moon. But usually the moon on the Saturn on the moon, something really breakthrough happens emotionally, like that's very important for you. We'll leave it at that and see what happens. Moon, Mars, and Saturn is in Cancer in the 9th. Moon, Mars, and Saturn in Cancer. So Jupiter's going to hit all that. You have to tell us if it ends up traveling or classes, whatever, Carla. Let's find out. Even the Bowery Boys had a plan B. I love that. That's so good. Okay, so now here's another thing I wanted to show you. I'm going to make the chart bigger. This was kind of surprising to me because I didn't expect it, but you won't necessarily need to understand this, but I want you to see something here. This is Chiron, and this is Venus, and they meet here in a parallel at 0. I can't even begin to tell you how powerful that is. That's like when I tell you that Chiron and Venus coming together is good luck, and like it's a good cycle for romance, it's a good cycle for prosperity. If you're launching something, especially in an entertainment or a food industry or a Venus-related industry, such success to have in your chart. So if you plan on putting something online or launching anything, so to speak, I say launch, but it could be a business, it could be a website, it could be a proclamation. This is a really extraordinary time to do it in because, that's the other thing. Jupiter next to Mercury, but look at Jupiter. Jupiter with Pluto, it's called a counter parallel at 0. I know you probably can't see this, don't worry about it, but there's 0 counter parallel. This is the Venus aspect here. That means basically some of the most powerful support you could possibly have in the universe, Jupiter, Pluto together, where Jupiter says, hey, Pluto's like the most sees below the surface, the most powerful, the most unafraid. And Jupiter goes, hey, let's elevate this. So if you're doing anything, if you're planning to do anything specifically in the world, or if you want to heal something that's been bugging you for a while, success is written all over the place here, you guys. So that's really a big one to note. And then I'm going to go through the full moon with you. We got to talk about this full moon because this full moon is in Sag and it's at about 20. What is it going to be? It's going to be like 21 degrees of Sag. So it's going to be here in the 5th house. So, in the sky, it'll be right across from the moon, the sun. Now, if you know where Sag is in your chart, that moon is going to activate that part for you, okay, that part of your life. But let's talk about Sagittarius. What are the gifts and what are the things to be careful about? You have moon is the ruler of Cancer, right? Moon, all Cancers are ruled by the moon. Sagittarius, all Sages are ruled by Jupiter. You have the moon in Sag, moon in Cancer, basically, or do you see what I'm saying? Like that, Jupiter is Sag, is in Cancer, and the moon is Cancer, is in Sag. They're kind of opposite. That's one of the most powerful things you could have during a Jupiter and Cancer time period. So we have this full moon happening Wednesday. It hits at 12:44 in the morning Pacific time, so early in the morning. At that moment, the moon will begin to lose light, will begin to let go. But building that crescendo to that point means that everything we just talked about, all the ways that you want to make money, all the ways that you want to bring joy into your life, all the ways that you want to understand that sometimes the balance between the earthly goods and the heavenly goods need to be met in the middle. And a good example is your heart chakra. So in other words, you could be really overwhelmed with sadness or emotion or depression or something like that, right? That's in your belly. You can also have some thought that maybe things aren't as bad as we think they are, that things could be better. The arsenal I told you about, a way to look at things, a way to choose how to be. And you might be overly worried in your head. But then what happens in the heart chakra is you sort of meet there and mitigate whichever one's the extreme. With this full moon in Sag, you can dream really big. I don't want to be too encouraging or too Pollyanna-ish, because I know people accuse me of that. But this is truly, if you want to use the Sag gift, if you dream big, I want you to also do something like take out the trash, right? I'm doing this L sign just in case I wasn't zoomed in. I'm not supposed to be. And I did. So let me get this. Why is it zooming in? I don't like that. I know what's going on. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. It's just sort of centering itself on me. And so For as high as you go and as big as you want to dream, what I'm trying to tell you is also here. I get to do this. Take it off of auto framing. Thank you. That's all I wanted to do. That the duality of Sag will mean that if you're dreaming big, that at some point somebody's going to snap you out of it. Like maybe there is a bill to pay. Maybe there is a mortgage due. Maybe there is something, a child or a friend is hurt and you need to come back to earthly duties. This full moon exemplifies that in such a way that I'm saying what we need to do is dream big, but build a ladder under it. Remember, like, use the magic of Sag, which is to dream big. But Sag wanted to, the Chiron dude wanted to go with Hercules to the end of the world and take care of the evil and help heal people. And he falls on Hercules' arrow. He had an accident. He falls on Hercules' poison arrow. And because the guy was half God, he can't die. So he's in pain for the rest of his life. And he doesn't know what to do with it. He does something brilliant with it. He asks Zeus to free Prometheus. And so that happened. And that was a very sweet thing. In Sag, you have this leap of faith you can take, a giant leap of faith. You also have good luck under you. You also have encouragement under you. You also could easily fall into that trap of that everything's good. Like when you're lucky, when you have a lucky cycle, it's easy to think, and I do this as a gambler, you just think, I am lucky. Everything works, right? And then bam. So all I'm saying is this full moon, dream big, but also build a big ladder under that dream. Build a big solid foundation. Remember that, yeah, you're dreaming. And that's a hope and that's an aspiration and that's real. Don't get high on your own supply. That would be my message for this moon. Don't get high on believing that just because you can see it and believe it, that you're better than, or that you deserve it, or get out of that Zeus sort of trap that happens every time Jupiter is involved. That we're bigger than life. That's why Sagittarius have, and no offense to you Sagittarius, that's why y'all have such huge egos. And you do. You have a huge ego. You have a huge sense of self. And God bless you. I wish I had it. I kind of do. But I'm luckily a Cancer that pulls it in a little bit, and Sag, luckily, can go without restraint. But what happens is the bigger you go, what is that? The higher you go, the bigger you fall, the bigger, the larger they are, the harder they fall, whatever. You got to balance your dreams. You're a dualistic sign, and that's what this moon is teaching us. You have to bring both in. Dream huge, then put it on hold, come back, take out the trash, clean the house. Pay the mortgage. Get into the corners of your world and take care of reality. And that's the problem with being a tendency for bipolarism. Have you ever known a bipolar person? I know we all have. I think this industry attracts them. But if you know a bipolar person, what you know is good days are magic days. They're manic and they're happy and nothing gets in their way. And they're encouraging you, and they see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they see the light at the end of the tunnel as a place toward heaven, where it might really be a train. They see, no, we're invincible, we can go through it. That is the curse of this moon. It's the bipolarism. The other part of bipolarism is the more grounded area gets too grounded, too mired in the murk, in the dirt, in the depression. And that's what we are balancing. And that's why I'm saying, build a foundation under your dreams. Have your dreams. The thing that saves me the most of all is this core belief that I've not been abandoned here. Silly as it sounds. A little thing in me that does have a little bit of faith, a lot of faith actually, not traditional faith, but a faith that says, there's something bigger here that's got me. And I'm grateful for that. And I believe in that. That's a leap of faith. What proof do I have to show you? I don't have any. If you don't have that, that's fine. What you can do is be pragmatic. If you dream big, build a foundation. Come back and take care of business. That's all. Okay? It's not that this doesn't require faith, but if you ever wanted to take a leap of faith, wouldn't Sagittarius be the moon to do it in? It kind of would be, is the point. Okay, I don't believe in Friday the 13th. I don't know how you all feel about it, but but we don't have superstitions here. I don't have a lot of superstitions. It's just sort of a beautiful day. It's an all-day Capricorn moon. Pamela says she's never been accused of being too grounded. I don't think I have either. It's always the opposite. And not even a dreamer, just like you are all over the place. Poor John, one day he got me in the kitchen. He said, can you come here for a minute? I just want to show you that. He was so nice. He said, just look objectively. Open your eyes and just look. And he said, start up here and work down here. There were 3 cabinets open, 3 drawers open. There was something I dropped on the floor I didn't pick up. That's the kind of mess I am. And I went, Javi, how did he reach them kitchens? Oh my God. And so I'm not grounded either, but I do know what saved my life for real was that understanding that I haven't been abandoned here. I don't know why. And ever since then, I've made it a point to try to find that anchor, that rock. And I love this phrase that John once told me, the subconscious mind, which is the one closest connected to what we might consider God or the divine, the subconscious mind is like this little thing that never stops pecking at the window. Hey, I'm here, buddy. I'm here. Hey, hey, hey. And then can talk to us in symbols. If I didn't catch the symbol, maybe throw a dream in there. Something to remind me. But never, ever gets tired of trying to bring us forward, trying to bring us to a place of kind of love. Because I think it's kind of universally known, this place sucks. Earth is kind of a hellhole. There's murder happening on every level, from the amoebas to atoms, every level. So knowing that and knowing that something maybe has our back that's bigger than us, oh yeah, I'll take that. It works for me. I hope it does for you. And if it doesn't, I don't have any judgment about that at all, personally. If you don't have that kind of the same belief system that you're okay or that it's going to be okay, if you have the belief that it's every person for themselves and you got to survive, do it with some kindness. That's all. Make your life a little easier. I think the only thing we have to offer ourselves is that we get out of here happy. We're all getting out, right? And I don't know if the ending's going to be painful or easy or not, whatever. But if you the up to that point, what else you got? Make a ton of money. What else you got? You got to work on some happiness. Work on some joy. It's in there. We got it, and most of the people here got it, and y'all know about it. So if you're overly worried, if you're spending a little too much time and you can't sort of snap out of that, that's the arsenal I'm asking you to build with Jupiter's help. Jupiter will reward that insanely. And we're going to talk more about the rewards of Jupiter as we go forward. 2 Capricorn moons coming up. That's about as sober as it gets, you guys. The first day of a Capricorn moon is like, for me. And the second day is like, yum, I love this. Okay. Now I'm getting practical. Now I'm going to get that new screen put in or whatever. I need a new screen. I buy the magnetic screens because our doors are odd. And they've kind of come a long way if you get the right one. They're kind of invisible and they just sort of snap shut. This one's like 3 years old. The dogs go in and out. And it's so great. But this one's finally 3 years old. So that's what happens. There was something else I was going to tell you I was going to buy. Dang. I was going to make a list of things I was going to show you that were extraordinary, and I forgot. Now I can't remember what it is. I'll do it better for the next show. Let me check on you guys. Terry says, Friday the 13th, Cat Moon. Don't take responsibility for anyone else. You will be carrying their blame. You don't take responsibility. Oh, right. Don't take responsibility for anyone, or you will be carrying their blame. That's interesting, Terry. That's a good one. Capricorn likes to be responsible. I think everybody should have a Capricorn moon person in their life. I have one. God, that's amazing. They have a sense of over responsibility, and Terry's blowing my secret because I'm kind of like, shouldn't they have a little responsibility? Jeez. It's terrible. But I know several Capricorn moons. It's like they take that burden of responsibility and do well with it. I need the help. So everybody should have a little Capricorn moon in their life. When the Capricorn moon is in the sky, it's sort of like you kind of feel forced to do things on your own. And you might go into this thing that says, what am I doing with my life? If y'all go there, what am I doing? Or what's my life purpose? Get your arsenal built, because that question is just mean. That's a mean question. And I know you all take that question seriously. Some of you take it really seriously. What's my purpose? I want to fulfill my purpose. You know, my purpose, get through it. Just get through it. Get me to the finish line happy. At least more happy days than I had sad days. I mean that. So when people ask me, what's my life purpose? I don't really know how to answer. I don't know how to answer. But I think it's be happy. I do. And whatever that you define that as, if you can. Okay. Because there's not a lot of choices. Happy, sad, angry, vindictive, whatever. You have a lot of choices, I guess, but they're just limited. The ones that are the most productive. Okay, Shelly says, this Cancerian needs to hear this message now. Thank you for the pep talk. Oh, yeah. You know, the worry thing that Cancers do, we worry. I'm going to talk a lot about Cancer when the time comes. But the worry is simply when there's one little thing that triggers it. If you ever, think about this still pond and somebody's trying to sneak in that pond without you seeing them, and they put their toe in and the ripple, and you can't stop the ripple. Well, what I noticed for me is I can wake up and I'm like, okay, I can't identify what created this mood, but I know I'm in it. Okay. And I know the ripple hit. Now, if I can find it, it's like a miracle happened. Okay. If I can find the one thought I had. So here's my example. You might have seen a bunny hop across your yard, which I'm seeing right now. That bunny maybe dug a hole, got in, escaped through a hole. And maybe that triggered deep down in you the fact that you have, I don't know, what if it was yard work to do, or that you didn't repair something, or it could go deep. It might even bring you something to your childhood. But if you can find it, what it is that triggered the thought, and Cancers have a really hard time with this because we're the cardinal energy of water. We rule water. So when something like somebody's making me mad, but I don't know why, or I don't remember what's going on, it's really good to say, to even have a little mantra, I may not know the source of this, but please reveal yourself, or let me have an omen of how to move this. And it moves. It will move. It might be a day, but it'll move if you put the intention on finding it. So yeah, Cancers need pep talks because we worry about everything. It's hard. You can't tell a Cancer to quit worrying. That's silly. It's like telling somebody to quit breathing, or telling a Virgo to stop obsessing. I could pick on all the signs about that, telling them to do something, like telling a Taurus to quit, to buy less quality, eat some fast food. But what you can do is recognize that you're up to it, that it is affecting you. And just that observer, if you keep pulling up the observer, I'm telling you, it's the magic solution to everything we do in life. Have an observer and let the observer go, okay, I see it. That's all it has to happen. No intervention, nothing needed. I see it. Because I think it ties into that thing about us not being alone. Like when you tell a child, come here, I see you. I understand it hurts. Come here. That's like the not being alone thing. I think that's what the observer does for us. I see it. You don't have to fix it. Remember, feelings just want to be felt. Thoughts just want to be thought. No action required by either. When it's time to take action, it's kind of like this effortless thing. We know to do it. Microphone, I keep hitting it with my hand. I'm sorry. Kat Nicholson is up next. And another Gemini, delightful Gemini. Happy to have Kat be a part of our family. Followed by Lori, Love, Capricorn. Followed by Serena, Sagittarius. And all of them have magic to offer and magic to give. And I hope they all keep putting up their YouTube things. Please sign up and subscribe, you guys, if you can. Get this. Thursday is 1-2 day. Wednesday is a full moon. Friday is the 13th. We're having a 3-day blowout. And the system picks the pricing on Thursday for the staff. So if you come to Thursdays, you're going to see crazy prices all over the place to get some advice and to get some support. Will you use it? Because that's how we live, number one. But number two, I'm so proud of them. I want y'all to have the experience too. It's anonymous. It's safe. 17 years we've been doing this. I mean, check it out. Okay. Thank you so much for being a part of this, of what I do, and for being a part of my life. Happy full moon. Bring in that Sag energy. Let's dream big. Let's hope big. Let's reach for everything we ever wanted to and have the longest ladder you've ever seen under you. Okay. All right, you guys, I feel like saying namaste. Take care of your butts. All right, we'll talk soon. Thank you. Bye-bye now.